Hey everyone, welcome back to Edgeverse. Or if you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now because we're diving into some mind-blowing stuff today. Have you ever heard someone say, it's just common sense about something controversial like vaccines, climate change, or even investing? And you think, is it really? What if I told you that common sense is one of the biggest traps our brains fall into? It's great for everyday stuff, like knowing not to touch a hot stove. But when it comes to the big, complex issues in our modern world, it often leads us straight off a cliff. Today, we're breaking down why intuition, so-called common sense, fails us so badly, how it's wired into our evolution, and most importantly, how we can train ourselves to think critically instead. Stick around, because by the end, you'll have practical tools to level up your decision-making. Let's jump in. First off, let's talk about where common sense comes from. Our brains evolved over millions of years in a totally different world. Back then, we were dodging predators, foraging for food, and navigating small tribes. Quick gut decisions kept us alive. See a rustle in the bushes? Run, don't analyze it for 10 minutes. That's what psychologists call an evolutionary mismatch. Our hardware is built for that ancient environment. But now we're dealing with statistics, global economies, pandemics, and quantum weirdness. Common sense shines in simple, familiar situations, like if dark clouds roll in, grab an umbrella. But throw in delayed feedback, huge data sets, or counterintuitive systems. It crashes hard. Think about it. How often do you make decisions based on personal experience? I know this one guy who, or it feels right to me. That's common sense, intuitive, fast, and effortless. But here's the key distinction. It's not the same as critical thinking. Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman broke this down perfectly in his book, Thinking, Fast and Slow. He calls intuitive thinking System 1. Fast, automatic, no effort. Critical thinking is System 2. Slow, deliberate, and it tires you out. We default to System 1 because it's easy. Why sweat when your gut gives you an answer instantly? But that ease is deceptive. Common sense is subjective. It varies by culture, upbringing, and what you've personally seen. It's non-systematic, no checks and balances. Critical thinking? It's the opposite, objective, evidence-based, and repeatable. Rhetorical question time. Why do we trust our guts so much, even when it's wrong? Because it feels reliable. You've lived your life, right? Your experiences must count for something. But here's the illusion. Personal anecdotes are tiny sample sizes, often a sample of one, yours. Add in cognitive biases, and it's a recipe for disaster. Things like confirmation bias. We seek info that agrees with us and ignore the rest. Availability heuristic. Whatever's fresh in your mind feels more common than it is. And the Dunning-Kruger effect? People with the least knowledge overestimate their competence the most. That's why armchair experts on YouTube think they know better than scientists who've studied for decades. Common sense craves certainty. It's obvious, but the world is messy. Critical thinking embraces uncertainty. This is the best evidence we have right now, but it could change. Now, let's look at where common sense really flops in the real world. Take public health. During pandemics, people say, I feel healthy. I've never seen anyone sick, so what's the big deal? That's intuition ignoring invisible transmission, stats on asymptomatic spread, and population-level risks. Policies based on it seems fine to me can cost lives. In economics, just print more money. It works for me when I'm short on cash. But economies are complex systems with feedback loops that defy gut feelings. Or social issues. Common sense blames individuals. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, while missing structural factors like inequality or systemic barriers. Even medicine. Intuition might say natural remedies feel better, but evidence shows why rigorous testing matters. The scientific method is our antidote. Observe, hypothesize, test, analyze, conclude, and repeat with peer review. It's slow, but it builds reliable knowledge. Common sense. No testing, no peers, just everyone knows. So how do we fix this? How do we build better thinking habits? First, spot when you're in lazy mode. Ask, am I reacting on gut or actually analyzing? Slow down big decisions. Force System 2 online. Do I have expertise here? What's the evidence? Seek opposing views. Fight confirmation bias head-on. Get basic data literacy. Learn spot correlation versus causation, misleading stats. And distinguish real critical thinking from lazy skepticism. Just rejecting mainstream without evidence isn't smart. It's swapping one bias for another. The goal isn't to ditch common sense entirely. Use it for low-stakes daily stuff. But for anything important, layer on critical thinking. Question your assumptions. Value expertise. Admit when you're uncertain. In our crazy world, full of misinformation, complex crises, this isn't optional. It's essential. So what do you think? Has common sense ever led you astray? Drop your stories in the comments. I read them all. If this video made you rethink something, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives like this, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, think critically, and I'll see you in the next video.